In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I train to maximize my results. The first thing that I do is that I train with intent. When I'm going into the gym every single day, I know exactly what I'm going to train. I know exactly how I'm gonna train. I know exactly overall just what I need to work on. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's gonna take some time for you guys to really understand like what's your strong points when it comes to your body and what body parts you need to work on more. And in my personal experience, what I've noticed is that I know that I need to work on my chest, my back, my legs overall, and that is mainly because with my body and with my experience overall, I've come to realize that, my arms and my shoulders, they're developing, but my torso is still flat and it's not as proportional to, the better parts of my body, like my arms and my shoulders. And that is one thing I wanted to drive home to you guys, is that when you know what body parts you need to work on, what's your strong suits, what's your weak points, when you know overall just what you need to work on, it just will make your life a lot easier to get things done when it comes to the gym. The second thing that I do to maximize my results in the gym is I take my recovery serious. Now, what I mean by this is that I make sure that I'm fully hydrated by drinking 2 to 4 liters of water a day. I make sure that I'm having about 7 to 9 hours of sleep on a daily basis, unless I have a lot of homework or a lot of things I have to do on that day where, it's just beyond my control. And overall, I make sure that I get enough protein in, enough potassium in, so that way I can maximize my recovery, or in case I just hit legs really hard to where I feel sore and I need to just recover. I always try to make sure that my diet is as clean as it can be. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not this perfect person who is 100% locked into the diet, or is 90%, or is even 80%. To be honest with you guys, I'm about 70 to 75% locked into my diet. If I have treats right in front of me, chances are I'm gonna eat it like 3 out of 10 times. If you put a good ice cream in front of me, you put McDonald's in front of me, I'm most likely gonna eat it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But what I can tell you guys is that if you do the right thing when it comes to your diet 7 out of 10 times, or even 8 out of 10 times, you are still going to reap the rewards of just overall having a nice balanced diet. If you like the video so far, be sure to leave a like button and subscribe, and overall comment your thoughts overall, future suggestions, any ideas you want me to talk about, or just how you feel about the content overall. Now let's continue with the video. The third thing that I do to maximize my results is I make sure that I track as much things as I can. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I do track a bit of things, such as I track my weight on a daily basis, which I'm gonna pop up on the screen for you guys to see right now. I also track my calories with MyFitnessPal. I'll probably pop up a day of me tracking it for one day. I'll pop it up right now. I also track my water intake, how much water I'm drinking on a daily basis, and I also track my strength progress overall, like how much more pounds can I press on incline press, or how much more weight I could put on the split machine, or overall tracking my strength progress. And when it comes to tracking strength, I generally do not track strength on paper. Instead, I record it, and if I don't record myself, breaking a new record when it comes to incline benching, or when it comes to other exercises, I would just, remember where I left off, so that way next time I get to just resume where I was. Those are the 4 things that I mainly track, and each one of these things that I listed has its purpose. And when you put all these stats together and you analyze it, you get a general idea of, the direction that you're heading to. And overall, you have a lot more control over your fitness. So that way you get to maximize your results. Because here's the reality. What doesn't get tracked generally does not get managed. And if you want to have total control over your fitness, if you want to maximize your fitness, you need to track as much things as possible, so that way you have total control. The 4th thing that I do to maximize my results is I balance strength with aesthetics. When I'm working out on a daily basis, I make sure that when it comes to, training for strength, I always do that exercise first. I'm gonna give you guys an example. When it comes to chest day, what I do is I go on the bench, I get 90-pound dumbbells, and I just train for strength after I warm up. And after I'm done training strength when it comes to dumbbells, dumbbells, and generally after I'm able to complete one weight for more than 6 reps, I just up the weights. And what's gonna happen is when you train like this, where you have the main strength exercise first, and then later on you have the other exercises which you focus on control, you focus on, you know, feeling the muscle overall, just overall adding more volume. Not only are you going to get stronger at the core lifts, but you are going to also look bigger too, because not only are you training strength, but you're also training hypertrophy. You're also training not only to be strong, but to look big as well. And that is the approach that I do. You can't really train 100% in both departments when it comes to strength and hypertrophy. You have to, you know, balance them out and know where your priorities are, which my priorities is to look good, but I also want to be strong too. So I focus briefly on strength, but then the rest of my energy is just focused on hypertrophy, you know, cardio, abs, and etc. The last thing that I do that a lot of people overestimate, or sometimes they're oblivious to it, is I try to tweak the minor things. I try to, you know, tweak a little bit of the little things, like cutting my rest time, or adding supersets, or just training body parts that people typically wouldn't train, like my forearms or my neck. Not only are you going to, you know, look good because you're training properly already, but because you're adding the little things, you're going to really maximize your results. Because not only when it comes to life, but even when it comes to the gym, the little things really do add up. And in my personal opinion, the little things are actually more important than the big picture overall, the big thing overall. Because here's the thing, the big thing that you have to do, like the major thing, you can get that down fairly easily because, you know, it's shoved in your face and most of the times you're exposed to it. But now the little things, a lot of the times, make the biggest impact, and it's what separates you from the rest. And that is exactly why, since I'm able to understand the major things when it comes to working out, when it comes to just overall maximizing my results, now I'm just at a point where I'm just focusing on the little things, you know, working out my forearms, like I said before, working out my neck, and just overall, you know, doing cardio every day, doing abs every day, just the little things overall. And that's really going to make the biggest impact. That's all I have for you guys in this video. If you like this type of content, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.